Well, now I have a new project. On our way to Kansas City to visit my dad for early Christmas or whatever, we lost the sunroof on the car. Um, yep. Basically, I heard it whistling, and we was talking about it, and I was like, "This thing's noisy." And we messed with the controls and it slid it back or whatever, and then all of a sudden, boop, it popped off. And I looked in the mirror and I saw it splatter on the highway. And we were like, what the fork? And so we went to close the piece inside. So it wouldn't be like, because it was cold, so the cold wind was blowing in. We went to close the inner liner and it got sucked out. And we're like, oh, crap. Well, I turned around and we ended up getting the liner. So I was able to salvage that. But the glass shattered. So I'm going to figure out how to put this back in. And then we went and bought some plexiglass after the shindig. And it fits over the hole perfectly. Well, not perfectly. I got to cut it down. So I'll cut that down to size. I got some double-sided sticky tape, some like heavy-duty double-sided sticky tape. I'll basically stick it down later today. I got other things I got to do today. Like clean this garage out so I can work in it. But that's the first thing I'm going to do today is finish cleaning out this garage. Take anything that doesn't need to be here out. Take it to the land. Take it to storage. And then this evening I'm going to start working on this. So basically I'll just tape this down, draw an outline. And then cut it out. And then use my Dremel to make sure it fits in there perfectly the way I want. And then I'll take a sander and sand where I'm going to glue it to the car. Probably just going to use silicone. I'm going to go buy O'Reilly's today to see what they suggest, but I'll probably just use silicone. And just silicone it in. And then, of course, I got to clean all this gunk off so it'll stick and not come off again. But, yeah. So this is my current project now that I got to work on, along with all my other projects that I got to work on. So I still got to finish wiring the garage, which I've got half the garage, I'd say a third of the garage wired up already for just basic wiring. And I also got extra room here so I can put in as many outlets as I need for like heavy duty stuff. Like eventually I want to put a lift in here, and eventually I want to put some like higher powered tools like impact, air compressor, a welder. So I have to put in some heavier duty outlets in the future. So I made sure that I had a big enough power supply to where I can pretty much do whatever I want. The power box outside is probably twice as big as what I need on the pole. You can't see it from my truck. But anyways, the box outside is bigger than what I need. It'll basically power 3 of these. But I'm only going to run 2 of these. And these 2 are probably twice what I need. But you never know, you know? So I like to kind of overdo things so that I don't have to worry about running into problems later. And really, it only cost maybe $500 to $1,000 more to do this upgrade overall. I mean, if I would have done it from the get-go like this, I think it would have only cost me $1,000 more to do this, where because I took the old system out and put the new system in, as far as the pole outside, it costs more than that. But if I sell or reuse that box that was on the pole somewhere else, or I sell it, then I'll have some of that money back. Because that old one was almost $1,000 itself, I think. So, yeah, it cost me basically an extra $1,000. But once I sell that, I'll get some of my money back. And then that box out there was $500 more than the other box, and then this box was $500. So that's $1,000. So it cost me $2,000 more, but once I get my money back or reuse the other one, then it would have initially just cost me $1,000 more. Anyway, so yeah, I'm fixing up this garage so I can work on the car. That's why I bought this place. So I have a place to work on cars. And this is exactly the reason why I bought the place. I'm going to need it for exactly this. So that was one of the reasons why I bought this place. Because I wanted this garage to be a garage. It's got the pit and everything. So the problem with the pit is it's only like 4 foot deep. So I do still need a lift in order to get up underneath it because I'm not 4 foot tall. I'm almost 6 foot tall. So yeah, it's a little tight under there. So I need a lift to at least lift it up, lift the car or vehicle up another 2-3 feet. And so I can get up underneath there and work comfortably. But I don't need like a huge lift, just, you know, a small one, just something to get it off the ground. And yeah, so once I get my wiring done, I got to pull this box out. I didn't know it wasn't attached, but it's not attached. So I'm going to pull that out, pull that off, finish doing my wiring on this side, and then do my wiring on the back side, and then insulate it. I've got all the plumbing done pretty much. I got to run 2 pipes down over here for a washer and dryer. Or, you know, 1 pipe down for, no, 2. Yeah, 2 pipes down for, I don't know. I guess I have to put in a hot water heater somewhere. I haven't factored in exactly where I'm going to put the hot water heater, but I could do an instant, or I could do a small hot water tank that'll be efficient for a washer, or I can put in a water tank somewhere around here because the building's going to need hot water as well. So I'll have to figure out where I want to put a hot water tank. And then run the hot water lines. I might maybe put it in the building, although I'm looking at extending the bathroom out to the backside of this door because there's this little nook back here that is kind of wasted space between the bathroom. The bathroom stops like right about here. Yeah, right about here is where the bathroom stops. And then the building basically stops here. So we got this wasted space here. So I'm looking at extending this out. And I could make this the room for the hot water heater and some other stuff. Who knows? We'll see. So I might do that and then run the hot water from there. But anyways, so I got a little bit more work to do on the garage and then insulate it. But yeah, this is basically why I wanted the garage, is so I can work on cars, situations like this, where I can't have this out in the weather because it's not raining till next week or this weekend. But what if I don't get this done? And silicone, you have to have it at a certain temperature. Well, in order for it to dry properly. So, yeah, ideally you want it inside, out of the weather, in a somewhat warm environment. So this is a perfect environment for this. So this is exactly why I bought this. So yeah. Anyways. So fun times. Fun times. But it would cost me probably $500 to replace this professionally, which is fine. I could put it on the credit card because I haven't started working yet. I'll probably be working next week. My boss just called. My truck's been broke down. So I went down to start last week, but I haven't been able to start because the truck hasn't been running. So they're basically paying me $1,000 this week while I wait for my truck to be ready, which is nice. I'll make almost twice that working. So anyway, but yeah, so I mean, I could take it to a shop today, maybe, and have it professionally done for $500. The glass would cost about $200, and then whatever the labor is. But this was like $50, and the silicone was like $5, and then I do the labor. So there you go. And I don't know, maybe the plexiglass will be better. If it flies off again, it's not going to shatter. I can go back and retrieve it and put it back on. And but this car is a 2009. So this stayed on for like, what, 15 years? It'll probably stay on for another 15 years. We probably won't have the car that long. And the plexiglass, won't have to worry about it breaking at all. I got the thickest, not the thickest, but the second thickest, heaviest, dutiest, most affordable plexiglass. And this has a tint to it. So it won't be dark like these. But the old one was tinted. So it wasn't really like having a sunroof because it didn't really give you any daylight. This one will definitely give us daylight. A lot more daylight. So it might even be better than the original. Who knows? We'll see.